Hello, hello, and welcome along to today's psychic quantum energy healings, clearings, and connections with your guides, Akashic readings, um, really anything you request that I feel I can service. Please do put your requests in the chat in capitals. And my dear friend Viviani, who also joins me on Mondays, will be randomly selecting people. And when your name's called, please say hello. And especially later on as the chat gets busier, just if you can, repeat your own request and it'll help us a lot. Okay, now thank you for everyone that's been joining this channel. And first couple of things. One is happy 10/10 to everyone, the 10/10 portal. Um, it's a time of amplification of energy. So um, be intentional in what you wish for. And also sending love for everyone that's affected by or know people affected by or worried about Hurricane Milton. I hope that you're all safe and sending so much love to everyone. And for those that have joined recently, I want to say, whether you're live or in the replay, I want to quickly reintroduce myself. So, hi, I'm Jon Binnie. You can tell my name because it's on my channel and it's also on my hoodie. And I am 47 years old. I live in Scotland and I'm married with, I have two kids, 18 who's just left home, although she came back visiting for today, and 15-year-old son. And just in May this year, so in May 31st, I left my corporate job and my career and senior software management and artificial intelligence for I left that 26-year career to do this work full time. So I'm now a professional psychic and spiritual mentor, and I offer a range of services. So my mission, if you're not sure why I do all this and why I decided to give up my full-time job, is I'm here to help you all. I'm here to help the planet. And my mission is to help people either on their journey towards their awakening or after your awakening and beyond, to help you balance your darkness and light, to help you with your healing, with your mind, body, and soul, and to really help this whole planet, because we know that we need to save this planet ourselves, and it starts from within. And if you're curious about all the detail of what I just said, you can read a lot of detail about it. I made it public a few months ago, and it's in my website, jonbinnie.com. If you go to the About section, you'll see there's the My Future press release. And so it's my vision of the future of how I can help this planet. And so I'd love to be really clear about why I do this work and what work I do. So to help you all on your journeys for your soul. First of all, I offer quantum energy healing. I learned this on the job over about 4 years of doing a couple of sessions each week for people and working with their guides, my higher self and my guides, and learning a lot on that journey, hundreds of sessions. And I've also um, been doing past life healing. So really wherever, whether it's past, present, or future life that you need help with, I'll go there with your guides and yourself. And then also soul retrievals, fragments of people's souls that end up in hell or the infinite void. I go there with you to help find them and reintegrate them and bring them back and to help heal your whole soul. And there's a whole range of other things: activating your gifts, introducing to your spirit guides, speaking light language, teaching light language. Teaching really kicked off for me in January this year, and I started doing um, uh, I started doing the foundational training course, which is most of what you well, it certainly covers all the topics of what you see here today. And then the intermediate training includes things that I don't show so much here, but it's a whole breadth of really everything you need to know to become a practitioner doing what I do. And for your mind, I'm also a mindfulness teacher. So I teach people how to meditate. And I really love that, whether it's in the workplace to help with stress and anxiety, or whether it's to just get you started in developing your psychic abilities. Mindfulness meditation is a fabulous place to get started. And then there's also reflexology. So I qualified recently as a clinical reflexologist with a diploma in reflexology. So that's foot massage, and it connects, you basically massage all the reflexes in your feet, and these connect up through your nervous system to every organ, every aspect of your body. And I've also blended that service with what I call psychic reflexology. And it's funny, that was a service requested by my customers and has been the most popular, where while I'm doing reflexology, I also connect in with your guides and the rest of your body. And I understand and share like the advice or specific questions that my clients have. And so most of the work you see me do is online. I have customers all around the world. And in fact, the foundational training at the moment, for example, has people in Canada, the US, South Africa, and Australia, which is really cool. And yeah, I love working with everyone around the world. And then I also do in person. Every Tuesday, I'm in a well-being center doing all the services I just described as I rent a space there. And just this Tuesday, I did an in-person version of this live stream. So there we go. That's me up to date. And it's really exciting. If you have any questions about my journey, or you're curious about the work or anything I offer, yeah, please do take a look at my website. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask as we go. So we're 9 minutes in, and I'm sure I've got a lot of requests coming through. So thank you. And I just to say a massive thank you to everyone that comes along. It's amazing to have your requests. And if you ever feel like you would rather give up your slot to give to someone else, feel free. They are randomly selected, and we just try our best to get through as many as we can. Thank you so much, Elif, for the donation. That's really kind. Okay, so we'll set up a safe space and then we'll get started. And we set up a safe space because this helps us protect ourselves, our energies, create strong boundaries, and also provide much clearer work, both in terms of psychic readings and energy healing. So we can begin now by taking in 3 deep breaths in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out what no longer serves our highest good, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any low vibration energy or emotion, nice and loud. And breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any fear, shame, anxiety, or pain at this time, nice and loud. And continue to breathe deeply and calmly. And from the divine sparks, these golden sparks at the center of our hearts, extend a light cord up through the top of our heads, up through the sky and through the stars, up through the dimensions and frequencies of this universe, until we reach the highest dimension of the source of this universe. And there, connecting our light cords into the highest dimension of source. Remain connected into source and extend our light cords down through the stars, through the sky, back down to the top of our heads and into our hearts once more. And now, from the center of our hearts this time, extend our light cords down through the roots of our spine, going all the way down to the ground, going deeper and deeper through the layers of this planet until we reach the very core, the very heart of Mother Earth. And there, connecting our light cords into Mother Gaia's crystalline heart. Remain connected into Gaia's heart and extend our light cords up through the layers of the planet, up through the roots of our spine and into our hearts once more. And now, together with the lights of Source above and Mother Gaia below, we expand out our golden bubbles of protective light to surround each of us individually at first, about 2 meters out from the center of our hearts, outside of our auric fields. And we set the intention as we create this golden bubble above, below, behind, in front, and to each side. We set the intention for the boundary of this golden bubble that only energies and entities with our permission, our highest good and our love and our compassion can see us, access us, or exist within this space or within us. All other energies and entities must leave us immediately. We invite in our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Source and Gaia for our guidance, clearing and healing, our protection, our self-love, our intuition, and assistance with accessing the Akashic records. And through space and time, I create a golden bubble around all those in the live stream and the replay, only permitting those to enter who have the highest good love and compassion for all, and only those that we permit may see us, access us, or exist within this space or within us. All other energies and entities must leave the space immediately. I invite in my guides, my higher self, my ancestors, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Source and Gaia. And we're here to assist as many people as we reasonably can in this time. Please put your requests in capitals and provide as much detail as you wish. If you have an unusual YouTube username, it's up to you whether you share your actual name as well. It's totally up to you. And when your name is called by Viviani, please say hello and we will get started. So thank you very much. Lots of requests. So hello to everyone. And it looks like the first person to take a look at from Viviani. Thank you for the perfectly timed message, Viviani, as you're watching me set up and no doubt setting up the safe space with me. So this is for Teresa Ford. Hello, Teresa. And you're looking for clearing, healing, or reading, whatever would suit you best at this time. Okay. And the reason I ask which one of these you like is because a reading doesn't really require much. It's lighter energy for me and it's less invasive for you. And readings and healings and clearings, certainly a healing requires me to step into your energy. So this is where you give me access to inside of your human form and your energetic form. So sometimes I feel that we're not always, as much of this work is quite new to many of us, we're not always sure what we're granting access to. So now you know, and you can see me doing this work transparently, but I just want to explain a bit further. Okay, let's get my water. Okay. So just asking everyone else to step back and give me space as I ask Teresa to step forwards, her guides, her higher self. And we're here for a reading, clearing, or healing, whatever will best suit Teresa at this time. Just getting this really vivid visual, this message coming through from your guide, Teresa. So I'm seeing what I thought initially was like a straight line, and I could see it across, like feels like it's like coming across your brain. This is like a shape with a slight curve, and as it zoomed out, so this is both affects your mind, your physical brain, your crown chakra, and a little bit on your third eye. There's vision expanded out to show me the curvature of the earth. And there was some like wobbling and shaking, and then this is now settling down. And this message of calm is coming in. And as I look out to the horizon, I'm starting to see this. So it's like I'm in space and I can see like floating above the earth, and I can see the sun just starting to rise above the earth. And as this happens, as the sun rises, it represents a new dawn of this earth. And so this message for you, Teresa, is to feel into this new dawn. This is a new dawn of your life and how you feel about the rest of the world. And it's also about the rest of the world itself. That yes, there's a lot of chaos, and yes, there's more to come. But this new dawn is gradually falling upon us. Its light starting to slowly heat us up. Its energy starting to rise us up in vibration. And it'll only get stronger and stronger until eventually what feels like this fifth dimensional sun will rise and affect every being across this planet, helping us choose which dimension we wish to persist in, third, fourth, or fifth. It's gradual. It takes quite a while. In human terms, it takes a few years. And it is something that is helping you in particular, Teresa, bring great focus and clarity to your position in the world, your worries and fears across this planet, and how we are stabilizing remarkably through these turbulent times. And let me just ask, is there any healing required? Because we were drawn to the stability and calming of your mind, your brain. No, but there's no healing required. But it's bringing awareness to this dawn is reflected within each part of you, Teresa. So as the sun rises, this fifth dimensional sun rises over the earth, and it's like a really slow multi-year sunrise. As this new dawn happens, what it does is it's just starting now to affect your crown chakra. It affects many of our crown chakras, but for you, your crown chakra, and then into your third eye. And as it's like this expanding vertically, this light, it'll start to reach down to your lower chakras as it goes. And this feels like the activation of each of your chakras, your all of your psychic abilities, all of your fifth dimensional abilities. And one practice you can do is to greet the morning sunrise, even if you don't quite catch it, if you're not up early for it, although it's getting easier as we hit the winter months. The sun's up later. Yeah, connecting with that sunrise and seeing how it affects the rest of the world. I feel like that was a message for so many of us. And I never really thought of the fifth dimensional sun. It makes perfect sense. But I hope that helps you, Teresa. Thank you so much for asking, sending so much love, and thank you for all your support. Okay, who is next? Aleph. Hello, Aleph. Hi, Jon. Can you introduce me to one of my guides? What's his or her name? Uh, so you want the name, origin, any advice? Okay. How exciting. I love introducing guides. So I love it so much. I have a dedicated week in my Higher Self Foundational training. We get to introduce 8 guides to everyone. And if you're a member on my website, well, a member of my membership group, or as part of one of the train courses, you can also access the profile I have of all of my guides, answering these questions: names, origins, where they're from. And on Monday, no, Tuesday night, after the live stream, we as a membership group got together and it was so cool. We got each of our guides to show like their differences in vibrations. We got all of the members and then all of our guides. So it's like for each member, 8 more guides in a huge circle. And then we asked them to like step into the circle, into the center, and to do a party trick. And it was funny to do. And I'd say they're all those that step forwards were really comfortable doing it. It was incredible. And I also had the opportunity to, yeah, Viviana, I met your guide Frequency. Frequency is so cool, and what a gift. um, and what I loved about that journey was that I also, for the first time, channeled briefly. I think I was trying to do like a minute per each of my guides, so like to channel them. I think they all spoke, well, all bar one of them spoke light language, and some mixed like English and light language. But that was just, yeah, it just blows my mind. If you don't ask, you don't get, right. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, so Ella, let's just ask everyone else to step back and asking Ella herself and one of your guides to step forwards, please. And I'd like to ask one of your guides who has just stepped right up into my face. I'd like to ask one of your guides to share their names, their origins, and any advice they can give at this time. Plus, if LF managed to type fast, taking into account the lag, if there's any other questions, just put them in the chat, and I'll see if I can get to them. But understand I might not. Okay, just asking your guide to step back so I can see them fully. Yes, please step back a little bit so I can see your full form. They're shape shifting a little. I saw when they're really up close, like kind of this close in my face, and they're looking at me like, "Who are you? You invited me, and who are you?" Um, like a little bit like a gray alien, like a Zeta gray alien. But as they step back, the eyes aren't as big as that, and they're shape shifting a little bit, like not dramatically. I feel like they're showing some of their different origins, and they and she is just taking form now. So she has quite long blonde hair. I I don't know why she wants me to share this, but to me, her hair reminds me of if you're a fan of Smurfette in the 80s, or I'm sure like the recent CGI animation are similar as well, but like that really like almost like a cartoon blonde hair, and it's quite long. Her skin is quite pale, but there's some blue tints through her skin and quite high jawline. Part human, part mantis, and part zeta. But you wouldn't like, she would, perhaps with some sunglasses, you would find it very hard to know um, that she wasn't human. Okay. And just a really loving energy, like I can feel it in her heart. Like she's very excited for this introduction. Okay. And then just seeing what else is she wearing. She's wearing a spacesuit. It's like um it's a skin tight suit, blue with some gray, and it's like this hexagon pattern with really small like a honeycomb effect, with really small honeycombs in it. And it seems to be like a protective suit. It feels like she could go out into space in that, or just walking around casually. Like it's highly protective. And there's a hood that she can pull up over her head. I was just curious to see her hands. Yeah, she has these 3 fingers. Is there a thumb? Yeah, she does. She's just like holding them in. And what's your name, please? What's your name? I'm just going to take a couple of notes. It always helps me to write down the name. She's okay. Okay, she's spelling out really slowly. Okay, please go ahead. Um, La Ra Laramuta. Is that the right spelling? I'll just put it in the chat because yeah, Lara Muta. Okay, and well, thank you for introducing yourself. And are Lara Muta, are these the origins that you're from? Did I get this right? Like, what is your home world? Most most recently, uh, the constellation of Orion. But since then, it's not really been a home since she was not long after she was born. She's been nomadic since and on Galactic Federation ships. And she's saying she knows the ship I'm most familiar with, which is the Galactic Federation ship Athena. Um, but and she was on that ship for a few years, but she's moved to another ship. She's saying the ship that she's on now is Calamasio. Calamasio. Okay. Um, and what messages do you have for Elif at this time? She's just stepping close to me. There's so much to discover, Elif. There's so much to discover in this life. These are massive changes that Earth is going through. That's why so many beings like Jon, like you, and the people that gravitate, that feel drawn to connect together at this time, not just on this planet, but across the universe, we come together to assist in this glorious transformation. And yes, there is much chaos and pain and destruction and control, but these are all falling away. And whilst there'll be many bumps in the road, know that this is only getting better and better for all. And your journey, Elif, your journey is to help connect with the joy. This is why I showed you this feeling. I showed Jon. Do you feel it? Do you feel it in your heart? That's why I play, even when Jon asked me to step forwards, in all the formality of the live stream, I step forwards to him. I put my face right in his and I make him feel that joy. Follow your joy, Ella. Follow your joy, whatever makes you most happiest. In any present moment, keep following your joy. And every time a shadow stops you from your joy, take a moment, face that shadow. Be brave and work through it. Don't avoid it. Face it and heal it and step through it. And keep finding others, for on your mission in this life, you will also assist others in connecting with their joy. So whenever you want to connect with me, just step forwards and ask for me by name out loud. Place your hand on your heart. I'm always here. Thank you so much, Lara Muta. That was beautiful. Just asking you to step back. And I'm sorry, Elif, I totally ignored any requests you had, any questions you had. But that was really beautiful. I hope that helps you on your journey. Okay, next we have River Merlin. I'm a caregiver and I do a lot of lifting. I request a healing for my neck, shoulder, and entire back. Um, and you give permission for healing. Okay. I'll keep drinking water. And hello to everyone that's joined. Oh, Ella said, "Oh my god, that was so cute. Thank you. Yeah, you have like the cutest guide." Just incredible. And if anyone else wants to introduce their guides, please do. It's a lot of fun. Just ask. Or if you know some of your guides already, there's always more, right? Even the 8 active guides we have, there's more that come in and out of our lives, and they all have different superpowers. So some of the questions you can ask is like, what is the superpower of your guide? And we saw that with Lara Muta. There was this beautiful joy feeling that she could resonate into people's hearts. And whatever you see in your guides, almost always you see it in yourself. So that's cool, isn't it? Just like we saw with frequency and Viviani's guide in our membership group on Tuesday night. Okay, River Merlin, thank you for your service to others in giving care, asking everyone else to step back, and to ask River Merlin to step forwards, your guides and your higher self to assist with a healing, clearing at this time, and your reported challenges with your neck and back, shoulders. I'm being shown. I'm trying. You're. I think that yeah, this is your higher self. Your higher self is trying to show me, like, to make me count up from the bottom of your spine up to the right number of the vertebrae to focus on. I don't even know how many vertebrae we have. I'm just being shown. I'm just counting silently. Okay. Now, it's rare that I do this, but bear with me. I'm just going to quickly look up where this is before I say the number, because it seems important. Fascinating. Um, wow, there's so much about the spine I didn't know. Um, I just wanted to see exactly where it was. Well, there's a number chart here that'd be helpful for me to see. So I was shown mid. Oh, interesting. I was counting the opposite way as well. They seem to count them. Um, so if I count up from the bottom, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So anyway, it's about mid on your back. I was being shown the 14th vertebrae counting from the bottom, and I could Google physiology forever. Um, and what was really interesting was it seemed to be that there's this, it's like this pressure that happens, it's like this weakness that happens there, midpoint on your back, and then what you're feeling in the shoulders, and then the like upper back is it's like this, how to describe it, like your body is compensating for this weakness in about midpoint. Um, so this is specifically where I've been asked to focus first, and then I can work on the rest of the spine. Okay. So bring down a column of golden light from the highest dimension of source above, down to just above River Merlin's crown chakra, setting the intention to clear, to heal, to energize, with a focus on the back and shoulders and neck. And I'm just bringing this down. I've got you facing with your back to me, and I'm just working my way down your back just now. And I'm going to double check from the bottom. 14. Okay. So just here. I didn't expect some like dragon-like language, but it seemed helpful to bring alignment into this vertebrae from 14 up from the bottom and to help decrease some of the swelling there. Oh, wow. Yeah, I feel that. I'm being shown that on my back. Okay. And then let's see for the rest of the back and shoulders, first of all. And then out to shoulders. And then up the neck. Orama tara inirama urama, bringing alignment. Okay, and then just helping with the flow all the way down the spine. And draining out the root to the spine, the root chakra, anything that no longer serves your highest good. Throughout all your chakras and all of your body. Return to source or never return here again. Okay. I hope that helps. It seemed very specific. So I hope River Merlin that is helpful to you. Oh, and you said something in the chat. Hang on. I need to move my screens around so I can see the chat again. You said a coolness down your back now. Oh, that's lovely. It was very powerful. You know, when I'm especially when you hear me making the om sound, I'm pulling in source energy. Like I'm not using my own energy. I pull in source energy and also energy up from Gaia below. And it just seemed really vivid that it was coming out through me. It seemed important to share that. Um, so I hope it helps. Okay, Margaret D. I don't know if I've done one for you before. Hello, Margaret. In fact, I'm sure River Merlin, you're new to me as well. So hello to you too. Margaret would like a clearing and healing to regulate your nervous system and balance your emotions to minimize emotional overwhelm. Okay. Let me just check if I missed something. Open to any messages. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, my pleasure, River Merlin. And for anyone taking part, or you're just watching, or you want to support me, as this is my only income now, as I do this professionally, please do donate. And you can visit jonbinnie.com/donate. Everything is welcomed. So just asking everyone else to step back, and for Margaret to step forwards. And one of your guides and your higher self. Just this really light energy, Margaret, this feather just being shown. You know that feeling when you have a busy mind and you're walking around. Maybe you could be anywhere in the world, right? You could be inside or outside. You could be in nature or in a busy city. And you know that moment when you see this is what I'm being shown, like this visualization of a feather. It's quite a small, light feather, quite a young feather. And it's got this really beautiful, like angelic dance, this light energy to it. And it's that moment when you catch it, you know, either physically reach out and grab it, or you're just seeing it gradually flowing to the ground. And this is the energy that I feel for you, Margaret. It's very light and very sensitive, and very beautiful. And it's such a lovely connection. Every time I witness those feathers, these angelic feather moments, regardless of the bird or angel or both that they came from, it's a moment to celebrate and to say out loud, to share your gratitude. I'm now being shown like so I'm being shown this at a street near where I live, and it has you see it quite a lot in my vlog videos, trees either side, big beautiful trees, and it's a road, and the road's really funny 'cause it's either really quiet or when there's a school run or there's an event on at the sports center at the end of the road, um, the cars go past quite fast. And what I'm seeing is like I started seeing cars going past through this energy, and then there's like this like a storm, like a hurricane, like we mentioned earlier, like a hurricane just like blowing through. And this is what a lot of these chaotic energies feel like to you. Like it's we're starting with the message to help understand the healing, Margaret. For you, is to understand that there is glory, there is beauty, and there is magic in your energy, in your gifts. That captivating moment of witnessing beautiful, light, loving energy, like it's that feather on its way to the ground, like an angel touching earth. And this is your energy. So whenever you feel like those cars passing through that feather or a storm blowing down that road and passing through, blowing this feather, this light, sensitive aspect of you away, know that it is not the fault of the feather that the storm exists. It does not make the feather any less. I'm curious. I'm just looking at what happens as the storm blows through the road. What happens to the feather? Fascinating. It seems to fly higher. It's like you're being blown up into the wind. You just keep rising up higher and higher. In part, this signifies your ability to um, rise above chaotic energies. But both of my ears are now ringing really beautifully. But also, there's a consequence of that, which is a disconnect with Earth. It's like returning back to higher dimensions, like the angel returning to heaven until the storm settles, and then gradually making your way back down again. So, how can we best heal Margaret at this time to assist her? Your guide is saying to have this like this pull cord grounded into earth, that instead of having to like be whisked up in these storms, these hurricanes and tornadoes of the chaos of our lives and in your life, like instead like being pulled down into the ground. Oh, Margaret, I'm so touched by these messages, tears streaming. It's so beautiful. I'm so honored to share this with you. So let's create this grounding cord for you. Now, you don't need to use it all the time, right? You just need to know that it's there and it's an additional option for you whenever these storms rage at you, to know that you can either pull yourself down to the ground and hold on tight. It feels a bit like you'd be under a shelter, almost like a little bit underground, and you're sheltering from the storm, but you don't have to disconnect from this earth. And don't give up on this planet. Don't give up on us. We all need these angel feathers in our lives, these moments of divinity, this bliss touching us in our chaotic lives. And this is the gift that you bear, Margaret. So let me just scan down from the highest dimension of source above, bring down a column of golden lights, and I'm just coming all the way down through your upper chakras and into your heart chakra. And then creating a grounding cord down through the lower chakras, down through your root chakra, through the base of your spine, and all the way down. Okay, yeah, all the way down into the core of Mother Earth, deeply connecting there. And I'm just going to direct one of your hands, so it's your right hand, down to the cord, and to bring you back down to Earth. So you just like, you can tug on this cord. And so the way, since it's attached in at your heart, you can just place your right hand on your heart whenever you're feeling um, overwhelmed or unbalanced or subject to this chaos. Just place your hand on your heart and say, I pull myself back to ground. I pull myself underground if I need to shelter from this storm. And when it passes, I'll rise back up with the wind and a new day. I hope that helps. Wow, Margaret, what a beautiful Beautiful reading. Okay. Um, Next is Suzette. And your mum, 81 years old, and you are sick with a nasty flu. Um, could you, we both give permission for a clearing and healing. Okay. And just to double check, I will just ask your mother's higher self as well as she stepped forwards, and check permission as well. Okay, so Margaret, yeah, I really felt that, Jon. Touch beyond words, so beautiful. I will be donating. That's very kind. Thank you. And yes, thank you, Viviani. It's my pleasure. And I'll be looking out for those feathers, Margaret. Okay, so let's ask Suzette and her mother to step forwards. A guide for each of you and your higher selves, asking everyone else to step back. Okay. Just getting a really strong visual for both of you. So you're both stood side by side. There's this dark energy that's running through both of you. It's like or it is a dark pole, and it runs all the way down. Like it's straight. It's about this thickness. It runs, although our spines aren't straight. It's like running down inside your spine. I'm just being shown some of that. I do not give permission to receive that. Okay. I'm just checking your mother as well. Just feeling this. It's my sinuses like tingling just here in my nose. There's this like convulsion, like you're showing me you want to. It's like you're wanting. It's almost like retching, like almost wanting to be sick. But what are these? Before I remove these dark rods, these poles that are stuck through Suzette and her mother. What is this? It's an attack, an energetic attack. These rods collect viruses, and the general idea is that they are placed into someone, and that they harbor they're like this infestation of different viruses, and then your body will eventually succumb to one of them. It's really horrible. It just seems to bring a whole new dimension for me to um, an energetic attack. Like you can just mop up. It's reminding me of in medieval times they would like take dead cattle or dead animals and filled with diseases or pools of water that were like this kind of cess pit of horribleness, and they would like launch it over uh, castle walls to affect the people on the inside. Um, and just checking how to see how to remove these to be bro- to the. I'm being shown to break these poles in the middle, about halfway up the spine, and then remove through the head and through the root of the spine. Is that safe to break these? Okay, they need to be contained first. Okay, so let's do that. From the highest dimension of source above, I bring down a column of golden light to just above Suzette and her mother, setting the intention to clear, to heal, to energize and then just bringing down over these black poles, these black rods. And just they come out just above the crown chakra and just below the roots, encapsulating every aspect of them. And I can see the rods themselves. They're not happy about this. They're quite conscious. I'm just taking my light sword now, and they're safely contained. But I'm just cutting the first one and the second one in the middle. Okay. Okay, and I'm allowing. So first of all, for Suzette, just allowing the containment field to stretch as I pull the rod apart into two, out through the crown chakra, out through the root chakra. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. And for the second, your mother, gently removing out the crown chakra, out of the root chakra, still contained. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. Thank you. Now I'm going to scan down through both of you, make sure your healing continues well. So I'm just going to silently go through each chakra. Return to source or never return here again. And from the heart. Return to source or never return here again. And then just grounding you into earth, both of you. And sending you both so much love at this time. I hope that helps you, wishing you, Suzette, and your mother a smooth healing journey. Please drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and I hope this helps. So thank you. Suzette says, wow, Jon, that's what it felt like. Yeah. There was like no doubt. It was like really, really clear. So yeah, I'm glad that it helped you. And I hope you and your mother heal well. Next is Call of Light. You felt it out your crown and root. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, they were quite powerful energies. I'm glad I was able to help. Um, Jon sent me healing for my left elbow. It's lovely to see new people here. I mean, to be honest, my memory's terrible, so apologies if I say you're new. Just tell me, just say, Jon, you did me like a few times ago. Um, oh, Lindsay's asking, do I take e-transfers? You can use Stripe or PayPal, and when you go on the donate webpage, if there's nothing there that's helpful, just message me, email me at info@jonbinnie.com. That's my email address, and I'll give some advice about some alternative methods. Because I can create things like pay links and all kinds of stuff. So, oh, thank you for your donations. It's so kind, so touching. Thank you. So Call of Light, hello, and thank you so much, Suzette, and your mother, sending you so much love, and it's an honor to help you. Thank you for being a member. Okay, so Call of Light, asking everyone else to step back, and for Call of Light, step forwards, your higher self, and one of your guides, and I'd like to assist with the healing of your left elbow and anything else that seems to support that healing. It's really fascinating. I'm just feeling this, even though I know I'm sat on a piano seat in my music studio here. And it's really strange. Like as I'm Call of Light, as I'm getting to immediately just before I asked you and your guide step forwards, I felt this like unbalanced feeling. I don't know if that's how you hurt your left elbow, but that's was important for me to share. And yeah, I'm just seeing your left elbow. It's like this. I was just asking, am I being shown this like throbbing light around it and it's around the joint, or is this actually how it feels for call of light? A mix. Okay. And how can we best assist? Let me just take a closer look. So I'm being asked to look um directly. That's so kindly. My pleasure. Um, yeah, I'm just taking a look now. So I'm just being asked to look really, really closely. Okay, into your left elbow. What is going on in here? So I'm looking at the bones. As I look deeper, I feel like this. I feel like there's more of quite a lot more of this motion of this kind of instability. I okay, so I don't know if you are consciously aware of this call of light. Um, there was this attack on you, and it seems to be during dream time. And I just don't know if you're consciously aware, but this and I'm not. Did this happen before or after the injury or challenge with your left elbow? I'm not sure. It seems to be after. Okay. So what's really fascinating is in the what I'm being shown, why it's being shown all the way this detail, like to go in such detail in a live stream, right? Is that there's this bite of this really dark demonic entity on your left elbow. Um, and we've had lots of them even last night. Sorry to hear that. This thing planted a seed, uh, and I describe it as like a seed of its own spawn, like one of its children into the it's like in the very center of the joint, and it's really small, but your body knows that it's there, and your subconscious knows that it's there, and it is like it is. How does the body react when something foreign's inside of it? It hates it, right? Just like we hate when someone's in our home that we didn't give permission to be there. It is extremely unsettling. That's what I see when I look in the mirror. So I'm going to remove this seed first of all, and then let's see if there's any other healing needing done, and then I can give some follow up advice. So from the highest dimension of source above, I bring down a column of golden light to call of light just above your crown chakra, and then scanning down, and I'm going to work my way out across. You're facing me, so this is on my right, to your left, coming out down the left shoulder, left arm, and then down to your elbow. Okay, and just reaching in. Dara inoro motoroseniama. You do not have permission to be here. Aranivoro. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. It's removed. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else in there. It was like a really aggressive removal. It seemed that I had to act quick to stop it from it's like kind of branching out inside. So I'm just checking around. Okay. So I'm just going to do another clearing through that. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. And then just taking this energy, including this source energy, allowing it to flow out through the arm, out through the hands, and into the ground. And then just bringing the rest of that source energy through your chakras, the crown, third eye, throat, heart. down through solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra. Return to source or never return there again. And then grounding into earth. Okay, good. Okay. Um, Removed, which is good. And the next thing, call of light, my hand is tingling. Yeah, there was a lot of energy that came out. So I'm glad that feels like it's good. Um, so my suggestion is to go on my website for my free uh, meditation, and it's called there's two 14 days ones, right? So you're looking for this 14-day one that is for the 14-day spirit guide meditation challenge for negative entity removal and protection. It includes nightmare prevention, and I created those um, uh, meditations after my son had suffered for like 8 years with night terrors. Like he would wake up running around the house being chased by demons. And then I had a friend do a reading on him, and they said that, hey, Jon, this is just like you. Your son is just like you. And so the first night that I tried meditating with him and helping him with protection, he slept right through. And ever since that day, um, he's been fine. And we kept meditating for a couple of years, and then we eventually stopped. But it's phenomenal. So it's just to give a sense of like the origins of those meditations. And I also recommend them for anyone who has any uh, energetic attachments or attacks or demonic attacks or ghosts in your home or whatever it is that is unwanted to you. And if you need more help, please do book me in for one-to-one. I have a negative entity removal and soul retrieval service, including exorcism or whatever you need help with. Um, my journey started in doing my first few years and still continue doing the more of the dark work. Hence why you often see me wearing black, but it also helps with sensitivity. Yeah, you just donate on my website. There's a button on it says donate on the homepage. So thank you, Call of Light. I hope that helps you. And yeah, please do practice those meditations if you can. Do it today, even if you're just listening to it before you go to sleep at night. And you'll just be listening to my voice like as you fall asleep. Uh, Even that like is a great start. So yeah, please do. Okay. So next, um, so we have Leah. Leah, um, may I ask if I have an entity or an implant negative blocking me? Okay. And I don't know how many, I think I've maybe removed about 2 or 3 implants in the live streams. They are quite rare. Uh, Negative attachments are really common. In fact, it's really uncommon to not have them. Okay. So just asking everyone else step back. Must get myself more water. Hang on. Okay. Asking everyone else to step back and for Leah to step forwards, your guides and your higher self. And your guide is just preparing me. So what I'm being shown is this shadow cast across you, Leah. I wish I could draw so fast, but imagine like this, like imagine like a wavy line running down like this from your just above your head and all the way to just below your feet. And this wavy line is dark. It has some translucency to it, so you can see a little bit through it to see you, and then it's like gradually making its way across you. It's like a dark shadow cast across you. So I'm just taking a look about trying to see the whole size of this. Is this an entity or a shadow of an entity? What is this I'm being shown? A darkness that falls upon her. Okay, it wasn't revealing itself initially, but I can see it's coming from this dark entity. Okay, it's like a I'm not going to spend long. I'm just going to deal with it, right? I'm not going to describe it for too long, but just for a moment, is that it's taller than you, almost 7 foot tall, just in shadow, and it has one wing in a really creepy way. It's got one wing, and it's just gradually bringing it out around you. Um, and so this is what it's trying to do, Lee, is I mean, it's an attack, but it's gradual, and it seems like its messages it's trying what it's trying to do to you is to make it feel like it's you. That's its purpose. To It's very quiet and very stealthy, and it wants you to feel like you are the one that has the shadow, not that it's somehow external. But it's lovely that you've already picked up on this. Like, this doesn't feel right to you. So let me just pull this entity off you. Arai naram wara Archangel Michael, please return to source or never return here again. It was just threatening me as I removed it. Um, but it is removed. Okay. And just oh Leah, there's just this beautiful light shining on you now. Shining on you and from you. This is source light coming down. I didn't invite that down. That's all by yourself. And your guide was like hanging on to you. Like, one of the reasons that you weren't like fully consumed by this negativity was that your guide was like holding on to one half of you. Just scan down and make sure that you're clear. Okay, I'm going to bring in healing energy. And then ground that into earth. Good. So Leah, that's a lot. Yeah, get off me, Shadow. Yeah, exactly. Um, I want to just take a moment, right, and say, uh, whenever you see me doing any of this work where I'm removing a negative entity, it it is very powerful for the person receiving it. And I just want to make sure that even though we're on YouTube and we're in a live stream and these are kind of chaotic energies by themselves, to just focus in on how important it is for you, Leah, to look after yourself now. So to get plenty of rest, drink plenty of water, and the same advice I gave Call of Light, go to my free meditations event. Um, you'll see that I think Viviani posted it earlier, the direct link. Yeah, she did. Please go up to that direct link. Um, I can just pin that if it makes it easier. Replacement message. Um, yeah, I just pinned it in the chat. So go there and take a look at the 14-day spirit guide meditation for entity removal and protection, and it'll really help you. Like, it's really sensitive time after you've had a removal. Um, so I hope that helps you. Um, yeah, Leah, it's just at the top of the. You'll see it pinned at the top, and it's white for me. If you expand that comment, you'll see it. Um, Someone was asking a question about Someone was asking about implants. I just wanted to check. What are Amanda? Hello, Amanda. What are implants and what makes having them so rare? The so implants I tend to see from galactic races, so aliens to you and they will often uh, reach agreements with souls coming into their lifetimes as an incarnation as a human to join programs of study, and they will do things like both study the DNA and our lives in great detail, and take samples, but they'll also affect our DNA, and it's often to help propagate that species. And there's many species that do it. Um, and the implants themselves are the ones I've seen are like a blend of we would describe in human terms like somewhere between bio and technology, like an artificially biological implants, and often quite small. Um, and so yeah, it's in my experience from, I'm not really sure how many of these I've done now, and especially now including the live streams, but let's say somewhere between 400 and 500 sessions, really just like in like less than 10 or so have had implants. But almost everyone has, unless you're going through like a regular practice of clearing, you'll have some sort of like small negative attachment um, from a small leech that they'll just come along and you could be out at the supermarket or out in the streets or even in your home, and they'll just attach to you anything, especially anything that's like an open wound, or they're just like an energy infection. But they can also grow. Anyway, uh, this is not a training course, but I'm just giving some context before I rabbit hole too much. Okay, so next is uh, to Zortzia. Zortzia. Um, I would love to introduce me with my guides, um, and info to receive. Guide, intro, and message. Okay. Um, what was Carl saying? That's why you're amazing, John. Despite the noise frequencies, you're able to get past all that. Oh, that's kind. Thank you. Okay, so please, Georgia, yay! Thank you for correcting me. I remember it's like I remember you, and you got a name I can pronounce. Thank you for that. Apologies for all the names in the world I cannot pronounce yet. Okay, so just asking everyone else step back, and for Georgia to step forwards. One of your guides, your higher self. Oh, I wish. Just 1 second. I don't have three crystals to show this. I mean, I have these three, um, but I was being shown this hand. God, they're too small to do this. I love doing it with these balls, but like they're just rotating around the three of them like this. Oh, you can't see. But anyway, imagine all the three of them like just being constantly rotated around in your hand. This is the first thing I was shown, just as your guide was coming in. You can guess what these are. I think this is that labradorite? Not sure, and not sure. But I think yeah, these were given by, that one was mine, and then the others were given by my daughter as she gave them away before she moved. Labyrinth vibes. Did you know in so this is fun fact in Labyrinth, when you see David Bowie doing this thing with his hand, and eventually like the kind of the crystal ball like pops up like this. It's not his hand. It was a magician that, or juggler, sorry, a juggler that juggler that did it, and put his hand underneath his elbow and reached up to do it to ruin that visual a little bit, but really fascinating. So let me see, just asking your guide step forwards, because I did pick up a bit more about them as well. So your guide is quite introducing themselves is quite difficult for our human mental models, beliefs, understanding of the universe to get our heads around. A guide that exists across multiple dimensions. Wow, I'm just feeling this heat on the top left of my neck. Um, and your guide is what I can only describe as that they don't really have a name, um, but they're referred to like their nickname of this race is the Builder race. And so what these are, I wish I could do it with these, um, is these are planets that your guide is showing me. And so when, oops, I don't want to drop them on anything. When planets are being formed, uh, some of the first star systems and planets were being born in the universe. What the builder race would do is yes, they had like these giant hands, but what they would do is they'd like create this inertia. So they'd start to support the whisking around of energy around a star. And isn't it funny that there's these different sizes? Like these seem to be really important in terms of the planets. Um, and what seems to happen is they're refining. Your guide is like showing us that they refine this process of creating a star system, so creating the planets around the star, and using all the material and the matter in the area, and inviting souls from source to come into the forming planets to like be the soul in one of the planets, just like Gaia is the soul in Earth. And what would happen is that this pattern as it evolved would then like have this how to describe it? It's like a resonance pattern that is then generated and goes across space and time. So in other words, it starts propagating other stars to watch what's happening, and they start to follow the same pattern. So the builder race themselves, they don't need to do the building; they can instruct these patterns to persist. These are the same patterns that cause the creation of our solar system. Um, and it's thank you, Candy B, that's so kind. And Warrior Girl, hello. Builder race or weavers. I'm a weaver. I jump timelines a lot. But builder race, before the weavers, really before any other beings is, well, this is what your guide's telling me. Georgia. So can we get a name for you, please? Because so far I've only really seen their hand. I'm just asking to see. Your guide is saying, would it disappoint you if I told you that I'm only a hand? So they don't really have like a humanoid form. It's more like an energy cloud. So if you imagine this, it's like being a hand of God, right? Like literally. And but they're an energetic form. Um, and yeah, they were just showing me that they come together into form and into matter whenever needed. Do we have a name? Can you give me a name? Oh wow, let me put these back. Maraputria. Maraputria. That is your guide's name. Um, Pronounced, or what I'm being told. And to me, it sounds, this is not so much an English name, it's more light language interpreted into English. Maraputria. 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 What does your name mean, Maraputria? The mother of the hands of God. Maraputria. Maraputria. That's really beautiful. Wow. Is there any specific message for Georgia at this time? So it's a question for you, Georgia. This is a rhetorical question. Um, but it's a question you can choose to answer today or anytime. And that question is, if you knew, Georgia, that you had a hand of God, what would you do? What would you do today? What would you do at any day throughout the rest of this lifetime? So there you go. um, what I can share a little bit more is that you do have a hand of God. This is why your guide has come forwards at this time, showing this superpower. So it's really a question of like reflection and integration. I would spend a little bit of time, first of all, maybe want to come back to this. We're at 1 hour and 23 minutes in the live stream. So come back and watch this. Listen to what I've said again and just allow yourself to um, uh, integrate it. And this means listening, feeling what's true for you, what doesn't quite feel right for you, like integrating it or not, and fully or partially or not at all into your belief system and knowingness, and then deciding, since your guide has this superpower that is like that is a superpower that you also possess and can develop, that you can start working with this. And I loved your answer. You said I would help everyone that who asked. Um, well, here I am asking everyone that asks. Uh, so there's lots of ways I feel you can do it, and this is just the start. So best of luck with it, and let us know how that goes. What a fabulous guide! It's lovely to have builder beings here helping us. So thank you. Okay, who is next? And saying hello to Mr. Floyd. Thanks for coming, and everyone else. Um, this is from Susie 2. Been experiencing things that have confused me a little. It's all positive, feels like a massive jump. I'm very spiritual but confused about this. Much gratitude. A massive jump. Cool. How exciting. And yet discombobulating. Okay, let me just ask everyone else step back and asking your guides, Susie 2, your guides and your higher self to step forwards. So even before I can ask the question, I'm just being shown like what's happening to you. So one way, so this is the visualization I'm being given, is like a whisk that you put into cream, or maybe if I'm not a big cook, right? But if I'm helping make soup, I'd like put a whisk into the soup towards the end and whisk it up once I put all the vegetables in and everything. And there's this whisk like coming down through you, and it's all very light. Um, like this whisk is made of light, but it's like this kind of tornado like uh, tube that's coming down through you, and it's whisking around really fast, and it's like churning up. Oh, I'm just being shown that energy, especially around the heart, like it's churning up these energies within you. There's lots of colors going on. Okay, and just asking your guide, what is this? What are we witnessing? Your guide is really sassy. Your guide is saying, well, John, it's called an activation. Okay, thank you. An activation. And is this so? Susie 2 is saying that this is quite discombobulating, in my words, not hers. How can we best assist with this? So your guide is saying, Susie, to she's your guide is saying, talk to your guides and tell them to slow this down if it's too much. Okay. And what exactly is this? Like, how can Susie identify with this? It's an activation. Okay, there's a lot going on at the same time. So your soul has chosen this, Susie. This is a conjunction of, and this like wait for it, um, the 1010 portal. There's the and not just now, like the lead up to it. There's planet Earth's ascension, the ascension of the sun, the galactic ascension waves that are flowing from the central sun all the way through our sun and into our hearts, and a convergence of your timelines. And what's really fascinating is there's this like, I'm seeing how many timelines? One, two, three, four, five, and two darker ones, seven timelines of you converging together. And then they split back out. So they split out to how many? Seems like you have the choice, Susie, but right now, if you're making a choice, it seems like that choice is three. And why does Susie do this? You are so these timelines are also lifetimes. You're merging seven aspects of you, seven lives of you, seven gifts of you, one per chakra. Oh my God. It's so cool. So to repeat, one lifetime, each with its own timeline, merging together into Susie at this time, one per chakra. But they all converge to a singularity, to a single point. Okay, this is what is feeling in your heart. Okay. But the superpowers themselves enter, of course, through the heart. So they enter through your divine spark, where your soul enters your body, and then they find their way to, it's like they frequency match to each of the chakras. Well, that's so cool. I've never seen anything like this. No, no wonder it feels so exciting and discombobulating. Um, and then how does Susie work through this to ground? So what's happening is, what I'm being shown is, when sometimes people report that when they you have an organ transplant, it's like if they have like a new heart or lung from someone else, they remember, like, the organ has a memory, it has its own life force, its own sentience. So what's happening is this confusion that you're experiencing, Susie, is this memory with each of the gifts that come in are the beliefs and the understanding of how the gift works. Um, and so what happens is that you end up in this situation where you um, have some beliefs in you that aren't your own, or should I say, they are from your soul. Like, they're not from some foreign being to you. They're not really from outside of you, but they're from higher aspects of you. And so this is why they're all kind of like settling in, almost like Tetris pieces. I see them like the old 80s game, like coming into, like falling into place. And how can Susie best integrate this to ground? A lot. Okay. And to scan through each of your chakras, and I mean, I don't have time to do it now. Perhaps in a one-to-one session, or if you know how to do this, do it yourself, Susie, is to work through each of your chakras. And one way you can do it is just like write down each of your chakras, and then write down what it feels like the gift is that's activating for each. So it's the primary superpower of each of your chakras, the seven chakras. Um, and then, even though we have others, these are the main seven I work with, and the seven timelines converging for you. And then of those, there are right now there's three. It's like your top three that you then go on and use, and that each one has its own potential timeline. Potentially, each one is being used, like all three are used in each of the three timelines ahead of you. This is all up to you. If it's ever too much, or you're not sure where this is coming from, like this could be like another like column on that kind of spreadsheet of chakra, superpower, and then where's its origin from, is another thing to ask your guides. And if it's all feeling too much, then just place your right hand on your heart and say, guides, this is too much for me. Please slow it down or pause it, and then state the time frame, an hour, a day, a week. You say, and your guides will work with your higher self and your soul and help ground you. So and slow it down a bit for you. So I hope that helps. That was really epic. Thank you, Susie, too. Okay, Carl is next. And Carl says, my dad died 36 years ago today. Oh, sending so much love to you, Carl, and your families. It's still difficult, especially now. May I hear from Bernardo, um, who, this is your father, is it? Um, and the masters working with him to guide me this month. Okay, let's get some water. Yes, it is. Thank you, Carl. And I'm not sure why I'm being asked to share this, but it seems that my guide Maya wants me to share this with you all. Is that on October 18th, 2003, my wife and I, we had a daughter, Katie, who sadly died just during birth. And we buried her at Roslyn Chapel sometime before a book was written about the very magical place. But yeah, just holding space for everyone that goes through these anniversaries of our loved ones passing. So just asking Carl, your guides, your higher self, and for Bernardo to step forwards. Yeah, Bernardo has a really strong energy. He seems like really big and at very least in his energy, and there's a lot of joy in his heart. He's showing himself as human to me. I feel in part to um, show himself uh, in a way that I'll understand. But he's also saying that he's not always in human form. He's saying he spends a lot of his time as like an orb. He's like he's floating around, and he said he wishes he had more time physically with you, Carl, but he wants you to know that he's right here. So he's and in particular, so every time that you're thinking of him, he comes close to you. He's not trapped here, he's free. And so he does this, so he's offering this gift to you. And it's a really beautiful it's a really beautiful gift. So Bernardo's saying you can put out your left hand. So this is something you can do, especially today, is put out your left hand, Carl, and allow, you can do it right now. Put out your left hand and allow Bernardo as an orb. It's quite a large orb. He's about like this big. Just allow him to come onto your hand, onto your left hand for receiving. And just say, I call you forwards and I'd like to hold you in my heart for a moment, please. Now, he can sustain it for just a short period of time. Yes, left hand again. And so just take your left hand, place it on your heart, and say, I call you, Bernardo, into my heart for a moment to share love with you for a moment. And perhaps as you're doing this, you'll imagine yourself hugging him. That, you know, that feeling you get when you hug a loved one that is, it's a multi-dimensional experience. It's like your human body expects to physically hug someone, but in so much more than that, you receive so much love, like this kind of spark between the two of you. And that's what I'm seeing for you. And then as that feeling begins to fade a little bit, or as long as it feels right for you, just take your left hand back out, take Bernardo back out and say, thank you. I release you. I love you. And you can do this anytime. Carl is also saying that, sorry, saying to Carl as well that you can receive this beautiful message that Bernardo feels like you're on the right path, like you're doing this right thing in your life. And he was talking about this, like coming to these live streams, and I don't just mean like you must come to all like you must just come to Jon Binnie live streams. No, it's more than that. It's like this path. It means this work you're doing, the attention that you're giving is your path, and a path that you can help others with. And to just imagine, Carl, that you could this exercise that I've never done before, I've never been shown it before. Imagine you could teach that to the world. Imagine everyone that's lost someone, including myself, could hold their loved one for a moment, for a brief second in their hearts. To know what that feels like is a life changing gift. So thank you for asking and sending so much love to you and your family at this time, and of course, including Bernardo. And just to say thank you so much to everyone for your kind comments about the loss of our daughter. Okay. Um, Jean. So Jean Renee is asking for healing for thyroid and dental infection. Okay. Yes, thank you, Viviani. Thank you so much for your such incredible support. You've no idea how much it touches my soul to have your support in this work. Okay. Asking everyone else to step back and for Jean step forwards. Your guides and your higher self, and we're here to assist with the challenges that Jean has shared with thyroid, gums, and dental related issues. I'm just being like shown that I'm just being zoomed right into your mouth. Okay. Wow. Now I understand why I'm just being shown so graphically. There's what I'm being shown is an entity. It reminds me of like a spider-like entity, and its body, including its abdomen, sit within the thyroid. And then it's like I'm seeing like its legs are like I can't sure. Like imagine if this is like the roof of your mouth. It's like its legs like are just kind of spread out all around the outside. Yeah, it's quite a horrible visual. Just to be clear, this is not a spider. It's not a physical spider either. It's not a metaphysical or a physical spider. So we don't need to give spiders a hard time. I'm just saying it's like that. And I'm being asked to remove it out from through the thyroid. Okay. Yeah, that is horrible. Okay, so I'm just going to reach into your thyroid now, bringing down a column of golden light from the highest dimension of source above, down through your crown, third eye, down to the throat, and then out across the mouth, thyroid, across your whole throat and neck area. And I'm just going to place a containment bubble of golden light around this being, just shining light to see where else it stretches, because it's also like it's not a leg, it's like an arm and a claw reaching quite far down your esophagus. Okay, and then going into the thyroid. Inara unoro sunnomo toramo chonoa. It's more like a somewhere between a squid and a spider. Archangel Michael, please return to source or never turn here again. That long arm or claw was, it reminded me of two, is it octopus or squid or maybe giant squid or something, have like this longer tentacle. Um, Maybe I'm just making this up, but that's what I saw. But it was for feeling around. That's what it was doing. So that's it removed. Let me see what other healing we can bring, because this seems to be causing quite a lot of damage in the area. Okay, so just bring out this healing energy around the mouth. Healing and sealing any wounds, assisting with any of those challenges, the dental challenges around teeth and gums, around the tongue, the roof of the mouth, wherever this being is affected, already healing is needed. And then carrying down all the way down into the root chakra and grounding into earth. Okay, I hope that helps. Wow, that was unexpected. I feel like it's been a really epic live stream. I hope that helps you, Jean. Please let me know. So Candy B. Um, so Candy B says, would like a clearing of fear and anger, holding me back. Your last job was in 2016, and to date, no successful interviews. Thank you, Candy B. And we have done one recently for you, right? Was it just Tuesday? Um, so fear and anger. So just asking everyone else to step back. And asking Candy B and your guides and your higher self to step forwards. I would like to assist Candy B with fear and anger related to employment. So what I'm being shown is for you to go back in time to those memories of where this fear and anger happened. It seems what I'm being shown is like at this doesn't feel like one job that it applies to, but I'm just being shown that um there's this time where you're having like lots of conversations with others and you're feeling that's where this trauma happens that you're still healing from. And for you to go back in time to those points, it's almost like I see you standing there uh, as an angel for yourself, like right next to yourself, that's experiencing it back then. And then what you're doing is you're writing down the important thing that your guide is showing me is to like show all around uh this environment that's happening. So to look through it in terms of the eyes of you, and then the eyes of everyone else that's present there. And then to see, look at it through everyone's point of view. And what the purpose of this very practical exercise is to like to start with understanding, like increasing your awareness and your context about what happens, and to practice with non-judgment. It feels like you're being asked to write down the emotions of what you feel each of these people that affected you are going through. And then you go back to yourself at that time, and what what I'm being shown happen to you is that you're taking these energies, these emotions that people are giving you, and these things they're saying to you, and you're placing them inside of you, and you're making them about you. You're you're directly making it affect your self-worth and your self-love. And the reality is it doesn't matter what these other people uh, say or do or feel. Nothing should ever come between ourselves and our self-love and our self-worth. So this is the message for you, is to visit those times if you can. And if you need to do it in meditation, or you want to book a session with me and I'll go there with you, um, then what you'll see is that it's it's really interesting. I've never heard of this like healing technique, but your guide's showing me, imagine those people were really doing their worst. It's almost like you take their emotions of what you experience, like you do a 360 around you in those situations. If there was many, pick the top three. And then what seems to be happening is you've written down like the key emotion from each person, and then you like amplify that emotion. You imagine, so you don't like actually make you receive that, but you like hypothetically say, what if they felt even worse? What if their anger turned to like blind rage and violence, an extreme version of that? Would you then make that affect you even more? Like, would you say to yourself, well, because of their behavior, I now love myself even less? And it seems to be this exercise of you being able to separate the things that are wrong with them that they're trying to project onto you, and seeing that how almost take it to like this like comic cartoon like circus like situation where no, like, if someone came to try and kill me as an extreme, it's nothing to do with me. Right? They're like their behavior is not good, and I don't need to love myself any less just because someone tries to attack me. And just to be clear, I'm not inviting that at this time. So that's the starting point. And then how do you release this fear and anger? You take, you travel. Okay, this is again, I've never seen this. So you travel back in time to those moments, and you're taking like this big bucket with you. And what happens is you take all the negativity from them and you put it in this bucket. So imagine yourself standing next to the past version of yourself. You take, instead of all their emotions going into you, all their negative emotions, put them in this bucket. And then also ask that past version of yourself to put all those emotions into a bucket. Bring it back into this present moment. And then there's a few ways you can choose to get rid of that energy. One is imagine yourself like, actually, if you have a physical bucket or like a basin for your kitchen sink or something, like imagine all that pouring out of your heart, and you could put it into water in the basin. And water holds incredible amounts of energy. and then pour it outside into a drain, into the ground, wherever you want to release it, and say it out loud. Say, I release their fear and anger. I release my fear and anger. And and then how do you help with the healing? It seems that if you have a shower, you go and have a shower or a bath. And when you're doing so, you invite in this new energy, this new high vibration source love energy, and bring it in to fill your whole body and to replace these gaps where fear and anger once lived with this beautiful high vibration energy, this love. And it's a journey of like once you've done that initial healing, like facing that fear and anger and then releasing it, you then need to work on your self-love. And we say it quite a lot. Vivi, Annie, and I say it quite a lot in these live streams, but every morning, first thing in the morning, where you see yourself in the mirror, the first words you say is, or I say, as an example, I say, John, I love you. I do. I do it just before I shave in the morning. And it's so funny. Every morning I just laugh quietly in the bathroom. Because I'm up at 5 a.m. and don't want to wake my family because I'm laughing at such an early hour. Because it's just really funny and it's really joyous. And it's a fabulous way to celebrate yourself. You can also place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your solar plexus. Send love from yourself. So receive through the left hand, comes out to the right hand and into the solar plexus. And often, many of us who need to heal like this, especially with fear and anger, residing in the solar plexus and lower chakras, that will help send in love. And so I hope that helps, Candy B. Oh, and one more thing is your energy, your healed energy will help you attract yourself to the right next job for you and the right employer to you. So you need to be at that frequency and you'll find like they will match you. Your employer will match you at that frequency. And just to reiterate to everyone, thank you so much, Viviani, for dealing with all these requests. They are all in random order, and we just try and get through as many as we reasonably can while still helping some. And it's better to be able to help some people than none at all. And yes, I already do currently be doing 6 hours a week of these live streams to help as many of you as I can. So I hope that helps you, Candy B. It does help, and I'll take your advice. Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, you might need to listen back. There's a lot there, but I hope it helps, and it's just towards the end of the live. So just one more, Viviana, we can squeeze it in before we close down. It would be an honor to assist. But Chloe's saying how wonderful John is going on holiday. Yes, I'm going on vacation. Have a wonderful time. May you be surrounded by divine protection, much favor and abundance. That's so kind. Thank you. It's my honor to assist. And I need the break too. One big thing I've been learning in this lesson is in this life is that I need to keep my cup full in order to help others. And that was the big lesson for me. I've needed to learn over the last couple of years before I could leave my corporate job and not just burn myself out doing this work, because it's in many respects, the work is so much more enjoyable and so much harder at the same time. So Denise is next. And how can I help Denise? Oh, here we go. Denise, could I please get a healing for your lower back and legs? Oops, writing in the wrong place. Lower back and legs. Healing. Okay. Thank you, Suzette. Sending so much love. Excuse me. Okay, so just asking everyone to step back. And Denise to step forwards. Just releasing a lot of energy. asking Denise to step forwards and your guides and your higher self. We'd like to assist with the lower back and legs at this time, any healing that we can offer. Just being shown on your spine. It was really funny. I don't know why, just for a moment, even though I literally just said it out loud, I forgot about your back. And I said, oh, I think this problem is actually coming from your lower back, is where it's highlighted. It's just like the small, feels like the small of your back. Okay, and then reaching down through your legs. This is a this pain, this discomfort that you're experiencing is due to in part past life trauma, but then also uh, I would describe it as past life integration, or maybe a more accurate way of describing it is your soul's integration with your human form in this lifetime. And what I often see is that humans who are first time humans, our souls are more comfortable remembering, including our higher selves, like the proxy between the two, um, are more familiar being another form. And so there's that kind of integration challenge of where the soul has a memory of being in a different form, size, and shape, and the human form struggling to to get comfortable in the human form. What was this previous form that Denise took? Seems to be reptilian. Okay. And on your so how did this affect the back? This is where the tail was. Okay. So the tail, as a relatively humanoid reptilian Denise, you had this tail that came down. And so it came up higher, like quite higher than our human tailbone. Um, and so what seems to be happening is that your spine is like, often we're used to our spines kind of pushing out a bit, but yours is like pushing in a bit because it's used to being pulled by this heavier tail from the back. Um, okay. And how can we assist? Is it just alignment? Is it just spine alignment, or is there anything else we can do? Your guide saying, "Tell that soul, Denise is human. Like deal with it." Okay, so let me see how much I can help. You're saying very much gratitude, appreciated. Thank you so much. Moving to tears. Oh, so painful. Sending you so much love. Okay, so from the highest dimension of source above, I bring down a column of golden light just above Denise's head, your crown chakra, setting intention to clear, to heal, to energize, in particular around the lower back and into the legs. So just scan quickly down through the upper chakras. Okay, just stopping at the solar plexus and just removing anything that no longer serves your highest good from the solar plexus and above. Return to source or never return here again. Okay, and then coming down into the heart, solar plexus, and towards the sacral. Okay. Just going to reach in and help your spine, just very gently bringing your spine into alignment. Now, what will happen is energetically, I'm pulling your spine into alignment. So it's like the very bottom towards the small and down to the tailbone is like being pulled inwards, and then this part that's pushing in, pushing that out into alignment, just very gently. So what happens is you're physically your body will follow its energy and align. So I'm not like cracking your back into alignment, but it'll happen in particular over the next 3 days. Okay, good. Okay. and then out to the legs. So just going to release all this pain energy from the back. I'm going to take it out through the feet, so down through the legs and out through your feet. Taraina unara. Return to source or never return here again. Okay, and then just bringing in further healing energy. And finally, I'm just going to help your soul where it connects in through your heart and your heart chakra, just to see the whole human form and to see the absence. It feels like your soul expects this tail to be there and it's not. Like this is a human form. Denise is human. Ora ima tara inoromoto in chimiriaka ine sono parahini aramotoromoaya antaramu tarai nenema. So just reminding you of arms, legs, feet, and no tail. Okay. Good. I hope that helps you, Denise. It's very powerful. Please drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest. And that healing feels like it will take some time. And you're saying, oh, huge spirit bumps. Thank you, John and Viviani. No, it's an honor to assist you. I hope it helps you. Okay, well, that's me. For all those in my training class, I will see you tonight at 9 p.m. for foundational training, 9 p.m. UK time. And then after that, I'm off on vacation. I will be back on October the 21st. Feel free to check out while I'm not here. You'll probably see some content from me, but less heavy. And please feel free to connect. What a great opportunity to connect with my free spirit guide meditations. The reason I promote them so heavily is because I do them every day. It's how I developed these gifts and abilities. And they are really popular and they seem to really help people. And when you submit each time you do a meditation, you can submit this like 1-sentence little survey to share how it feels for you. And I love that because I read them and it fills me with such joy. And if they don't resonate with you, then tell me because it helps me understand as well. And also if you have, I think it's about 30 now, different meditations and multiple different challenges you can use. There's 2 14-day challenges and a 5-day challenge. And if you've already done them before, and this is something I'm figuring out, is if you have the Wix Spaces app that my website, my web app also manifests in, you can enter one of the training courses, go up to the little 3 dots on the top right and hit withdraw once you've done it, or it's ended the challenge, and go back in and start a new one, start it again. And I'm also figuring out how to make that easier. I am also, if you saw my video today, I'm building an app. Yay. It's like software never quite left me. So there will be an Android app and an Apple app, an iPhone app coming in about 4 weeks on Android is what Google Play Store are telling me. So you'll be able to access them there. And there will be a feature. One of the most popular features is requested is to download the meditations so that you can watch them offline. You can do them you can watch them whenever you want. So I'm going to work on that. Well, thank you. Thank you for your birthday wishes. Yeah, I posted a video from last December on 9th of December. And even though it's in the title, lots of people have been wishing me happy birthday, and it will be my birthday on the 8th of December. So thank you for that. Looking forward to 48. And yeah, it's my birthday on the 8th of December. So thank you, everyone. And I'd like to close this down. Thank you to my guides, my higher self, my ancestors, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Source and Gaia, every soul that's participated in today's session, in the live and in the replay, asking us all, including myself, to step outside of this session bubble as I close it down. Please return to Source or never return here again. Thank you. And I've said it many times, please drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, look after yourselves, meditate every day. And even if it's just for 5 minutes, and I hope you have a beautiful time. You will see that the next live streams are already posted on my site. So if you forget which day it is that they're happening, just hit the little notification bell, and please like and subscribe and share. Let's get more people to come along to these sessions and give me a reason to do more. 6 hours is already a lot, but um, whatever you guys need that will help the most people in the world, I'll do it. Um, I just need to fill my cup first so I can do it. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Sending so much love. Take care. Love you. Bye.